Arnab Goswami on the debate at 9. Presented by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally. Powered by General Air Conditioners.
Good evening, viewers. The global conflict between the United States and China will become more elaborate and more intense post-COVID. And because as of now, none of us can predict where COVID will go or when it will end, we cannot predict either accurately when this conflict will officially start or peak. But let me make a clear prediction today. This time, India will get involved because China will try and muscle us on the economic and business side. And the Modi government has made it clear that by modifying its foreign investment rules to push China back, we are making it clear that the Chinese cannot walk all over us or over the Indian market anymore. In the future, global companies will begin to move more aggressively out of China. Trade with China will go down. And a very desperate and increasingly desperate China will try and use military means to gain relevance. The Chinese have already increased their defense budget in a very big way for the coming year. And they are needling India systematically and more aggressively in Sikkim, in Ladakh, and of late via the Nepalese government. I expect this battle to get more obvious. And so we have to be extremely well thought of in each step of our response. Viewers, the White House and America supporting India today is something to be noted, but eventually remember, we have to fight for ourselves. Unity and determination will be put on test as we push back the Chinese, because I expect this to be one of the biggest news stories for the rest of the year. I'm beginning with this tonight. That is one of my top debates this evening, viewers, in a few minutes. India, America are uniting to take on China. How do we expect this to play out? At 10 o'clock this evening, the politics over migrants breaks the opposition. The opposition is broken up. Significant parties did not join a web conference that Sonia Gandhi tried to carry out today. That's debate number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, all this and more is coming up, and here are the headlines this Friday evening on the debate tonight. Flight from Lahore crashes just 1 minute before landing at the Karachi International Airport. The deadly air crash in Pakistan leaves several dead as the pilot's distress call reveals engine failure. Cornered on COVID, called out for border intimidation, India and America launch joint diplomatic strike on China. After the bus sham flops, the Vadra Congress sends 36 lakh bill to the Yogi government for ferrying students. Politics over migrants divides the opposition down to the middle. Maya Akhilesh Kejriwal gives Sonia a virtual snub. Prime Minister Modi reviews Amphan aftermath with Mamta and Patnaik, offers relief to both states. But first, ladies and gentlemen, the Pakistan International Airlines flight PK8303 had descended up to nearly 275 feet. It was just 60 seconds short of landing when something terribly wrong happened. The plane carrying 98 passengers crashed into a very heavily populated area in Karachi. The last words communicated by the pilot were, "Mayday, Mayday, I have lost an engine." Whether he was attempting a belly landing or not is unknown. What we do know is that there are few survivors. That's the only bit of good news we have from Pakistan tonight. Here's the report.
It was mayhem all over. Thick smoke enveloped the summer sky in the Model Colony neighborhood in Karachi. Scheduled to land at 2:30 p.m., a Pakistan International Airlines flight crash-landed in Model Colony, a residential area near Jinnah International Airport, just 1 minute before landing.
डीप नीचे आया है और मेरे ख्याल में बिल्कुल अपने हिसाब से नीचे आके एक बिल्डिंग से टकराता हुआ नीचे गिरा है। आवाज़ मेरे ख्याल में जैसे आई है उससे अंदाज़ा ये हुआ कि ये इसके इंजन फेल हो गए थे, लेकिन घर जो तकरीबन जो डैमेज हुए हैं उसमें तकरीबन 8 से 10 घर हैं।
In the tense moments right before the aircraft descended into the residential complex, the pilot exchanged frantic communications with the ground staff. Sending out a distress call, he announced Mayday in the last transmission from PK-8303. "We have lost an engine." These were the last words of the A320 Airbus pilot Sajjad Gul.
8303 approach.
जी सर.
Appears to be turning left.
We'll proceeding that, sir. We have lost engines.
Confirm you are carrying out belly landing. Runway available to land at 25.
Roger. Sir, Mayday, Pakistan 8303.
Pakistan 8303, Roger sir. Both runways available to land.
Eyewitness accounts suggest the flight circled around and attempted to land before going up in flames. Speculation remains if a technical glitch led to the devastating air crash. The black box recovered could prove crucial to the investigation into the plane crash. But for now, Pakistan faces a mammoth task of ascertaining the loss of lives and damage to property due to the air crash. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
On the PIA air crash, Jabbar Chaudhary from Lahore and Raja Faisal from Islamabad. Raja, has it been ascertained what the reason for this crash was? Because this plane was just about to land. We heard the conversation also between the ATC and the pilot. What are initial reports telling you about what led to the crash?
Well, so far, Arnab, initial reports are just suggesting that still we have to wait for the total investigation on the air crash. What is being, going on, that a few of the experts, they have been, presuming that it might be something like a Turkish airplane that crashed in 2009 in Schiphol. That plane stalled.
Yes.
At the airport.
Raja, if I may intervene, I just want to go across to the spokesperson of PIA, Abdul Hafiz Khan, who's also with us on the phone line. Mr. Abdullah Hafiz Khan, what have you found out about what led to the crash? What more information has come to you, please?
First of all, I would like to mention that it is one of the saddest things in PIA. No matter how hard you train, no matter how detailed your procedures are to tackle with any sort of situation, but nothing can prepare us for the tragic loss of life that has happened today. The aircraft PK-8303 was on approach from Lahore to Karachi, and just before making its final approach, just short of landing, it communicated with the air traffic controller, telling him that there was some sort of a technical problem with him and he would like to go ahead. Immediately after that, before he could attend that, it lost contact with the radar, and later it was reported that it had crashed on a public inhabited area. So far, the rescue search and rescue operation is in the way, and the total passenger manifest suggests that there were 99 souls on board, with 91 passengers and 8 crew members. So far, we have retrieved 37 dead bodies and 2 survivors. The luckiest of them was this passenger who was sitting on seat 1A, who just walked out of the aircraft unharmed. That is the situation that we have right now. It is too early to suggest that what actually caused the accident or what actually happened. There can be many theories about that, but obviously it will be investigated by the Safety Investigation Board mandated by the Pakistan Civil Aviation Authority. We have found the flight data recorder, and it is being kept at the site on request of Safety Investigation Board as part of their procedures. Absolutely. And it is being guarded. The site has been cordoned out by Pakistan Army and Rangers and local administration. And right now the bodies are being removed, and evidences and critical aircraft parts are being collected and transported.
Right, Abdullah. Thank you, Abdullah ji. Jabbar, did the captain try to pull away from the crowded area? Not sure about the reports. One of the eyewitnesses said the pilot was maybe trying to take the plane away from the crowded residential area. What are your reports?
Arnab, I think that the reports we are getting in from Karachi
some eyewitness account and other things. This is reported from there that the captain tried to pull it out, but the situation was there. The doors of the engine were damaged and they were shut off. So and there is high-rise buildings with the area the crash site is. So the plane was gliding. So I think the pilot has lost the control over the plane. So there is no question of pulling it out of there. At the rear reading the situation, the plane was totally out of control and it was gliding. And it was gliding in the air and has to fall anywhere. And the situation, he touched in the clash with the buildings over there.
Well, this was a A320 flight, plane that had been acquired in 2014. I'm told it was 16 years old. Black box has been recovered. The only good news is that, there are many survivors in this. Raja Faisal, how has this been? This is a big shock today at a time when your country is also fighting COVID. You have this, the visuals have been completely shocking. I want to play some of these visuals, viewers, full frame. There is debris strewn all over the streets. This is an area of Karachi called Model Colony. And the tail of the aircraft hit a 4-story building. Initial pictures we saw today, there was smoke all over, the cars, bikes, parts of buildings, all reduced to rubble. Can you tell us about the part of Karachi where this landed? I'm told this is a fairly crowded residential area, Raja.
No, this is an airport where I have landed several times.
And every time I landed, I have seen the society that actually lives there, people who live there. It is densely populated area, and it has it has a close high-rise buildings as well. So when we are talking about that, the pilot might have been thinking to divert the plane from where it was heading, just because maybe he was trying to save the population on the ground, and that's why it all happened. But there is one other speculation. Earlier, I was talking to one of the experts in the aviations, and he was telling me that as soon as the engine failure happens, it is obvious that the control of the plane would go away from the pilots, and pilots, they have to fight it out to get the control back. So this might be the case. I mean, as we already know, that the pilot, he was mentioning to the control towers that he has lost both of the engines. If he was saying that both of the engines have been lost, then that means the pilot was struggling to control the plane. And if he was struggling to control the plane, then of course he would have been, the plane would have been diverted on left or right or whichever the direction it was. But if you take the exact location of the crash, it is just 30 seconds before the runway starts. So if it would have been if it would have carried on gliding on the runway, then it was on the same route where he could land the plane.
Yeah. It just went terribly wrong at the end. Well, thank you very much, Jabbar Chaudhry and Raja Faisal, for joining us from Islamabad and Lahore and giving us more details about this horrendous plane crash today. Thank you very much.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 9. Presented by Amity University. Ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally. Powered by General Air Conditioners.